Hi, Internet. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Alexis.
And this is the Ashley and Alexis
Or
show.
the Alexis and Ashley show, because
nobody
alphabetically,
alphabetizes anymore. Nobody does it.
episode a little later than usual because we now have ACT prep class every Thursday night.
For our viewers who don't live in the Midwest, the ACT is like the SAT, or any other standardized test that's used to rate your worth as a human being.
The class is a great way to spend an hour if your idea of fun is learning strategies to fill in bubbles.
We don't actually take the test for another year, but I've heard that it's the difference between going to Harvard and going to a school where you mail in a drawing of a parrot and they send you back an art degree.
So no pressure.
You are all probably wondering why, as future reality television personalities, we would be worried about something as silly as a test, or college, or career paths.
But let's face it, women in Hollywood have like a 5-year window where they're allowed to be seen in public. We need something to do when that window closes in on us.
So we have to kick the ACT's ass.
My mom said I'm not allowed to say ass on the internet anymore.
God, tell your mom to stop stifling our creativity.
We tried starting a petition boycotting standardized tests as just another way to turn kids into nameless, faceless numbers to be sorted into jobs that support an unjust corporate and government supremacy.
And how these tests are written specifically to push the privileged higher and keep the oppressed down.
But then Principal K told us that we are the privileged and to please stop calling our home phone.
And I told her if she wants people to stop calling her home phone, she should just join us in the year 2015 and stop having a home phone.
And then we got detention for 3 days.
Since our appeal for social justice has been denied, we actually just have to study for this thing now.
Which is insanity, because how do you even study for a test that covers everything you've ever learned, ever?
And how are you supposed to take said test in 5 hours when the weight of the rest of your life is crushing you, and you're listening to a little voice in your head that sounds a lot like your old social studies teacher, and he's saying, why don't you just go to trade school?
And how are you supposed to concentrate when alphabetical order places you behind the hottest guy in your grade and in front of the loudest gum chewer?
And how are you supposed to do well on said test when you're right-brained and geometry makes you want to cry and crawl back into your mother's womb where there's no cosines and nothing like that exists?
Right! How?
The ACT prep class.
That's how.
Somehow listening to the driver's ed teacher talk about process of elimination for 16 weeks is bound to get me into a good college.
A college where I can succeed academically and take part in a bigger slip inside like I saw on TV once. I'm really stressed about school, but every time I tell my mom that, she tells me that stress isn't a productive emotion and that I won't really know stress until a 28-year-old Zumba instructor steals my husband.
My therapist said that academic achievement is only one piece of what makes me a whole and worthwhile person, but she also went to Cornell, so I think she might be lying to me to make me feel better.
Ashley's family is really progressive. They let her see a therapist once a week. I asked my mom if I could too, and she said that therapists are just really expensive drug dealers.
But if she doesn't see a therapist, what does she do when she gets sad?
She drinks brandy and yells at pictures of my grandma.
Oh. That's all the time we have for today, because in case you haven't been paying attention, we have a life-altering test to study for.
So really, we will never have time for anything ever again, except maybe once we graduate college.
No, once you graduate college, you spend all your time on the phone with the customer service rep at your cable company. Or at least that's what my brother does.
Cool. So we'll have free time again in like 50 years when we retire.
Sadly, the retirement landscape for people our age is more bleak than ever. So we might not ever retire, and even if we do, we definitely won't have pensions.
What's a pension?
I'm not really sure. I'm just repeating things that my dad yells at Fox News.